Good afternoon, everyone. Warm welcome to all for the second day session of IoT powered solutions for healthcare innovations research perspective. Let me introduce the guest speaker of the day. I feel immense happy to introduce our guest speaker, Mr. Prasad Banu, co-founder, CEO, and IoT developer of K4View Infotech, Hyderabad. Sir has over 17 years of experience in product development, design, and he has received his master's degree in distributed computing system from Pondicherry University. Sir has received his bachelor degree in computer science and engineering from Kakatiya University. He is a member of CSI, IEEE, IFERP, IAENG, IEDRC, member of technical committee, reviewer and editorial board for National International Journal. He was mentor and jury member for Smart India Hackathon, Vishwakarma Awards and Technicum competition. He has given guest lectures on IoT, AI, ML, cybersecurity, blockchain technologies at various universities and colleges. Sir is also a member for Board of Studies for universities and colleges. Sir has published more than 30 plus papers in national and international journals. Sir has also worked as professor in Department of Computer Science and Engineering in various colleges. He is having overall 14 years of teaching experience. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation in spite of your busy schedule. I welcome you to the portals of your institute, of our institute. Thank you once again. Over to you now.
Yeah, Ramya ma'am, thank you for giving me a nice opportunity to share some of the concepts, whatever I have experienced in the past. Really, anyway, it's a nice, again, I am back to the portal and in today's session maximum, I think I'll be discussing about the COVID case. Okay, COVID analysis, I'll be sharing you a small project. Of course, I know that it is not enough, like 1.5 hours is exactly may or may not sufficient for me to complete the entire task. But what I'll do is I'll try to give you the maximum best, whatever the best I can give you, and one more thing, what I want to tell over here is, if in any
Yes.
case of yes, ma'am. I think my screen is visible, ma'am.
No, sir, you can start sharing now. I
Yeah.
stopped
That's
my sharing. Yes, you can start sharing now.
yes. Okay, fine, ma'am. So I think in 1.5 hours, maybe I really don't know. I'll be giving you a proper justification or not. But what I want to convey is it's a learning process. So what I say is whatever the time taken, whatever the time that has been given to me, maximum I'll do my best. And if any doubts or if you want to continue any other work or if you want to add any other work to this, whatever the topic that I'm discussing, you are free to ask me at any point of time. Okay, I think maximum of you have my use my mail ID and sorry, my mail ID. So what you can do is you can be in touch with me so that at any point of time you can disturb me regarding this. Okay, because I know whatever the 1.5 hour session, I'll be just giving you my views, but it is not that particular. There you have to stop. You have to go for further. I mean, I really am just looking for the faculty members who can even contribute something to my work so that we can go further and we can have what to call it as we can do some wonders in that. Okay. So anyway, before I really hate talking because I never talk more. I just want to directly dump into what to call it as the topic and all the stuff. So in between, if you have any doubt, you can disturb me, sir. Maybe my voice or maybe my screenshot, whatever it is there, you can disturb me in between and you can ask me whatever the doubts or whatever the things that you can come. Okay. So in today's session, maximum I'll be dealing with one thing that is nothing but uh, just a second.
We can see
Yeah,
your screen, sir.
screen.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. So whatever the topics that I'm going to discuss today, I'll be dividing the topics into two different things. The first thing what I'll be talking is I'll be discussing about the requirements. For half an hour, I'll be talking about the requirements for doing my project. And the second part is nothing but I'll be talking about the project. Okay. So what is that particular project that we are going to discuss right now? Okay. So the project is this. Maximum you have seen that what exactly happened in the COVID time. So I also want to give a small contribution to that. So what I did is I have taken some chest X-ray images, okay, from different sources, and I'll be analyzing whether a particular patient is suffering with COVID or not on by seeing or by analyzing that particular what to call it as a chest X-ray image. So overall, what I'm going to do is I'm going to deal with a COVID-19 analysis by taking some chest X-ray images. Okay, so that is my main project. So these are the two parts. The first part is I'll be talking about the requirements for the project, and the second one is nothing but the project. Now, why I have added this particular point? Maximum people, whenever I go for some FDPs, while I am delivering lecture, people say, "Sir, I don't have any doubts. Everything is clear. Everything is clear." But when I sit back, when I feel that yeah, my task is done and I am done for the day, then WhatsApp messages, yeah, mails will be receiving me, and I'll be having a number of queries. Sir, I'm not able to do this. I'm getting this type of error. I'm getting this particular process error. So keeping all those things, my past experience, what I have done is I have designed a small concept which can cover the requirements for doing the project. Okay. So these are the requirements for doing my project. So the basic requirement, what we are going to do is I'll be talking about the basic, the project is done in COVID. So the basic things that I really need is how to install Pip, or how to go with a Jupyter notebook, yeah, Anaconda, then how to bring TensorFlow into the local machine, and then I'll be bringing Cuda, and we will be talking about some of the packages that are required for the project and what type of the data that I have gathered, and at the end we'll be talking about the project. Okay, so this is the main agenda which I'm going to discuss for this session. Okay, so now these are the different things, and please follow the order. Whatever the order that I'm telling you, the order is very important from my perspective. Maybe you may be using different orders, but you just go through my order and you try to do this order, whatever the order that I'll be discussing with you. Right. So the first thing we will be talking about the installing of the Python. Okay. I don't want to spend more time on this. Maximum, I think everyone are from the background of CS. So I can think that definitely you might have known how to install this particular Python into your local machine. But still a small glance for 1 minute. What I'll do is I have given you a site. Okay, you can download Python from the website, that is nothing but www.python.org. Under this particular website, there is a source tab that is nothing but called as downloads. Under this downloads, you can see the different type of versions that are available right now. Okay, so here why I am talking, see, Python is known to everyone. Maximum people are working on the Python. But what happens, why I am bringing this is, now the newest version that is available in the market is nothing but 3.9. Okay, so I don't know how many of you are using 3.9. Okay, you just see there are lots of bugs that are available in 3.9. So for doing my project, what I am suggesting you is you can download the version greater than 3.5 through 3.7. Even I'm not asking you to go with 3.8 and 3.9 also. Okay, so for doing this particular project, okay, without any bugs, okay, you just try to download version 3.5, 6, yeah, 7. It's up to you. Any version you can download. So in my case, I have chosen the latest version, that is nothing but Python 3.5.2. Okay, so once you click on that particular version, okay, it will be redirecting you. Of course, you know this particular page, it will be asking you for whether you are using 64-bit or 34-bit, or whether you are using Mac, or either you are using Windows. Okay, so in our case, I'll be using Windows. So what you can do is you can try to download Windows 60, 80, sorry, 64-bit installer. Okay, once the that is downloaded, just you try to install it. And here, what I want to tell to you is, please note that you try to add your path to the environmental variables. This is only the thing why I have brought Python into the picture. See, whenever you are trying to install Python, maximum of the people, they don't set their environmental variables, right? So what I want to tell is, please try to set your environmental variables, right? Or either you can set manually, or at the time of installation itself, you can try to set this particular way. Okay, so please try to set this particular path. This is very important. That's the reason I brought Python into the picture. Okay, so once you try to add the environmental variables, of course, you can see the setup process. Automatically, your installation will be done and you no need to do anything. Everything will be in the form of next steps. Okay, just you go on, click next, and nothing will be there. You can try to set up the process. So once the setup is done, okay, so here, what is the process? Just you can go to Google, search for python.org, and you try to download the version. Point number one to be noted over here is, make sure that you try to download version 3.5, yeah, 3.6, yeah, 3.7. Okay, please eliminate 3.8 and 3.9. I'll tell you the reasons also. Once the entire process is done, then I'll tell you why I'm not asking you to go with 3.8 and 3.9. Okay, the first point, that is, try to download 3.5 and above till 3.7. The second point to be noted over here is, you try to make sure that your environmental variable path is set properly. These are the two things that you have to set. So once the installation is done, of course, you know how to go with how to run the Python program. Okay, so how can we run the Python program? You can directly go to startup menu and you can search for Python. Okay, in my case, I have gone both the versions 3.7 as well as 3.8, because I even want to show you what is the main difference between these two versions, or where the bugs are also there. Okay, so you can start from here and you can start working with the Python. Okay, so the basic requirement of our project is the Python. The Python is only the basic building block for the rest of the project, because the entire process is done only in the Python language. Okay, so now once the Python is done, immediately the next thing that I have to talk about is a pip. Okay, so what is a pip? Because see, whenever we are doing the project, I already said you that there are lots of packages that are really needed for doing the project. So to install those particular packages, I can go with one thing that is nothing but called as pip. So what is pip? Pip is nothing but it is a preferred installer program. Okay, so what is the duty of this one? The pip will try to install all the modules or the packages which are necessary for the Python. Okay, so Python may have different packages like modules. I can say that OES module is there, Numpy module is there, Panda is there. Of course, all these things will come with the basic Python, but still, if any module is missing or the module whichever is not coming with the Python, we can try to install that particular module with the help of pip. Okay, so pip is used for installing different type of modules onto the local machine. Okay, so because we are working with COVID, I already said you that we are going to deal with some of the packages. So if any package is missing, you can try to bring with this pip. Okay, so now the role of the pip is this one, right? So now how to check whether pip is installed or what is the version of the pip? Okay, so what you can do is, you just open your command prompt and just type pip hyphen hyphen version. Okay, so if it is installed, it will let you, it will give you the what to call it as a version number. If it is not, then definitely it will throw an error message. Okay, so what exactly will happen is, just type pip version. Then in my case, you can see this, I have gone with Python 3.7 and the pip version is 20.0.2. Okay, so this is nothing but this is about the what to call it as installing of the pip, or to check the version of the pip. So now, do I really need to install pip separately? Pip will come along with the Python. You don't need to do anything. Okay, pip, the Python package, whichever you are downloading greater than 3.5 version. Okay, so if the Python is greater than 3.5, the pip will be automatically installed in it. Only one thing that we have to see is only what is the version number or whether it is successfully installed or not. Okay, so that is about regarding the pip. Fine. So the point number in the pip installation, the point number one is, you have to make sure that what is the use of pip. We are using pip only to bring different packages, modules that are necessary for our project. So what is a module? Module is nothing but it contains different packages. Now, what is a package? Package is nothing but it contains a number of files. So the files, suppose example, if I talk about a specific module, that is nothing but pandas, or if I talk about matplot library, what is the duty of matplot library? For any visualization, if I want, any graphical things that I need, anything which is in the form of charts, anything which is in the form of graphs, if I need it, I have a data, I want anything in the form of graphs, then I need to have a module that is nothing but called as matplot library. Okay, so now I want to install that into local machine, then I can install with the help of pip. Okay, so that is about the pip. And the third software, the third requirement which we have to talk about is Jupyter, right? So now, is it that can I do entire project only on the local Python enabled? Yeah, of course, you can go with that particular thing. Either you can write the entire coding in the Python, basic Python shell, or you can go with the Jupyter notebook. Okay, you can bring. Now, what is this Jupyter notebook? What exactly I'll do with this particular Jupyter notebook? Okay, so it is nothing but, okay, so it is what I can call it as, it is like a web browser. Sorry, it is like a what to exactly say, like whenever I really want Python, the main requirement for me is nothing but I need to have a Python version greater than 3.3. Okay, any version. If the prerequisite for the Jupyter is any Python which is greater than 3.3. Now, what exactly this Jupyter notebook will do? Okay, Jupyter notebook is nothing but it is a web compiler. Okay, so it is nothing but it is exactly is like a web compiler. Okay, so now how to install that particular thing into the local machine? Okay, so according to me, Jupyter itself is like a module. Okay, so now it is also a new software. It is like a package. It contains some different type of files. So if I want to install this, what I want to do is simply you can go with pip. You just open any command prompt and you go with this particular what to call it as the command. The command is pip install notebook. Okay, so pip install notebook, just open your command prompt and pip install notebook. This is a command. You just give this particular command, then pip will be installed automatically. Okay, so now, sorry, Jupyter will be installed automatically. Now, what are the different type of things that Jupyter will contain? Okay, so you no need to bother about anything. You can see on the screen that all the required packages, okay, will be installed along with the what to call it as a Jupyter notebook. So here maximum what happens is if any package is, you see in my screen, requirement already satisfied. If any suppose example you see web encoding, suppose example there is a package called as web encoding is not installed successfully, then what I can do is, okay, so what you can do is you can directly go to pip install Jupyter notebook space, you can give that particular code. Even though if that particular problem is not solving, please try to reinstall with the pip. Okay, so if a pip version greater than 20 is available, automatically maximum of the packages will be installed over here. Okay, so I already said you that why I'm not asking you to go with pip 3.8 and 3.9 is, suppose example, if any specific package is missing while you are running Jupyter or Anaconda, if any packages is missing, then what happens is again and again you have to reinstall it, and even you have to register, you have to clean the registry files. Unless and until you are not cleaning the entire registry files, okay, if any package is missing, in our case, suppose example, whenever I'm installing Jupyter notebook and suppose example web encoding package is missed, okay, missing in the sense maybe due to network problem or some connectivity problem or maybe file resource availability problem. Okay, there may be a number of things that the package may not be installed successfully. So if the package is not installed successfully, what we can do is we can go to that particular package, directly pip install, and the package name will be automatically done in the regular modes. That is in the version number 3.5, 3.6 and 3.7. But when it comes to 8 and 9, we are not able to install it. Okay. So what happens is what we have to do over here is there you have to clean the entire registry files. Once you clear all the registry files, then only you are able to do it. But maximum people, they don't really bother about how to clean the registry file and all the stuff. Okay, so this is one of the reasons. We'll talk about other reasons when my next slides will come. Okay, so here you have to keep in mind one thing, how to, whenever you are installing Jupyter, only one thing that you have to keep in mind is, okay, just the command, that is pip install notebook. This is the command. Once you install this, and if any error is coming, I recommend, if you are a first time user, I recommend you to reinstall it. Okay. So, sir, what happens to the previous files? Do I really need to remove those particular files? Okay, no need to remove any previous files. The files will be automatically updated. Okay. Suppose example, I already have Jupyter installed in my system, and now suppose example, if I want to reinstall it, what happens? Only the existing files will be updated with the newer versions. Other than that, nothing will happen. Okay, so you no need to panic to, like, suppose any package is missing, do I really need to go and search it and delete it? No need to worry about it. Okay, so that is nothing but about the Jupyter notebook. So now I have installed Jupyter notebook into the system. Now how I want to run, or how I want to use it. So here another point I will be telling you, whenever you are trying to work with Jupyter notebook, I recommend you to create a work area space. Okay, so because what happens is, work area, you have to create the work area and then you work on it. Okay, suppose example, if a single project is there, without work area, there is no problem. You can directly run on the directory. I mean, directly in the sense, everything will be in the documents folder. From there, you can run it. But whenever you are working with more than one or two projects, what happens is, there may be chances that some files may overlap with one to another. Okay, simply I'll say you that create, whenever you are working in an what to call it as a work area, you can create a folder for that particular project. Okay, so individual project, you can create individual project or folders and you can work it. If you are not creating work area, what will happen? Everything will come and fall in a single folder. It will be like a little bit complicated case. Okay, so here you only, what exactly you have to do is create your work area wherever you are interested. Okay, so in my case, you can see, I think I have created in the E drive a folder called as Jupyter. Okay, I have created what to call it as E drive. There is a folder I named. The folder name itself I have kept is as Jupyter. It's up to you. You can keep anything, whatever the name you are interested, you can keep it. In my case, I have created a work area in the E drive with a folder named Jupyter. Okay, and now once you create this work area, then you try to work in that particular work area. So what I have to do, you have to simply change the directory. Previously, I was in the C directory. Now I have gone into the E directory. There I am creating the work area. Okay, so once you create the work area, now you have to type the command, that is nothing but called as Jupyter notebook. Just to give this particular command, that is nothing but Jupyter notebook. Once you give this particular command, okay, once you give this particular command, then web browser, a default web browser. Okay, in my case it is Chrome. In your case, you can check whatever your default web browser is there. In the default web browser, your what to call it as Jupyter notebook will be automatically on. Okay, you can see this one. Okay, so with the local host, with some port number, your what to call it as Jupyter notebook will on. Okay, so if in any case, if it is not able to open, then you can see here, here it is given localhost colon 8892 token something. You can copy this link and you can directly paste this link in any of your web browser, then your notebook will open. Okay, so this is about how to run with the Jupyter notebook. Okay, so what should we do? Once a Jupyter notebook is installed, you have to create a work area of your choice, and then you try to run the command Jupyter notebook over it. Okay, so in my case, E Jupyter, that is my working directory, and there I have started the command Jupyter notebook. Once you have given this particular command, automatically web browser have to open and Jupyter notebook have to start running. In any case, if Jupyter notebook is not able to open in the what to call it as web browser, then what you can do is you can directly click this link, whichever it is available in the command prompt, and copy the link and paste in the web browser. Your Jupyter notebook will start working. And here point to be noted over here is please don't close this particular command prompt. The command prompt has to be run in the backward. Okay, so please you should not close this one. So this is about your Jupyter notebook. Okay, so anything here till here, if you have any doubt, you can ask me. I think nothing, no doubt.
Participants can unmute yourself or you can post on the chat. So I think we can proceed.
Yes, fine. Okay. So that is about the Jupyter. So first thing what we have seen, you have to install Python. Okay. Then you have to go and check the version of the Python. Then you have to install Jupyter. Now, some people may ask you, all these are the working of the Jupyter. When hands-on is there, we'll talk about that. So now it's only that we have to it's only that can we work in Jupyter or is there any other platform that you can work? Okay, of course, there is another platform that is nothing but Conda. Okay, so either you can go with Jupyter Notebook or either you can go with Anaconda. It's up to you. Okay, so anything you can go, it's fine. Right. So now let's see how to install Anaconda. So I have given you two links here. Okay, anaconda.com. You can go to distribution or either you can go to products. It's up to you. Okay. So let me go with one thing that is nothing but the distribution, anaconda.com/distribution. Under distribution, there is one tab that is nothing but called as downloads. Okay, you just click on this particular tab that is nothing but under download. Once you click on that, it will ask you for the operating system. Either it is Windows, Mac or Linux. It's up to you. In my case, it is Windows. So even it will ask you for the version whatever we have installed. Okay, so you can scroll down and you can see all the versions. Make sure that your Python version, whatever the version you have, whatever what to call it as, whatever the Python version that you have installed, make sure that Anaconda is also with the same version. So in our case, we have installed 3.7, right? So here in the distribution, even you can ask me, sorry, even you can what to call it as, you can make sure that you have to install the same version. Okay, so version number 3.7. Okay, so once you choose the Python version, your Anaconda will be downloaded on the local machine. Okay, so are we downloading here what to call it as Python? It's we are not downloading Python, we are downloading Anaconda with the Python version. It is here only simply it is asking for the version number, whether Python 3.7 or 3.8, whatever the version that you have downloaded. Okay, so once you download that particular Python, sorry, Anaconda, now you just go to the folder. There is an option called as setup. You just click on that particular .exe file and you can run. So here everything will be on the hands-on next buttons only. You just click on next. Okay, and next you have to accept the license agreement. Okay, and once you accept the license agreement, this is very important. Now here just me and all users. Okay, so now what is the main difference between just me and all users is, suppose example, there may be chances that a particular laptop is used by more than two to three, more than one user. So suppose example, if I am hello. So in my case, what exactly it is happening is, if you are using, if the laptop is used by a single user, then you can go with the just me. Or suppose example, if two to three people or if two to three users are there in your system, then you can go. This is one of the advantage with the Anaconda also. It is not like suppose example, user one is used a number of softwares. User two also have two same. Suppose example, if I talk about any other like Java or some other package, if user one is using it, then user two also have to install the same. But whereas in this, you can have this all the required users. Okay, and you can go with the location. Okay, and here again another thing that thing you have to keep in mind is, you have to make sure that you have to tick the environmental variables. Okay, so you try to select the path. Okay, add Anaconda to the environmental variable path. Okay, So this is the thing that you have to keep in mind over here. Rest of the things are everything is on the next buttons only. Okay. Once you click on the environmental variables, you have to start installing. So the installation process will be done automatically. Okay. Everything will be only on the next button. That is nothing but click the next button. Okay. So once the installation is done, for the first time, if you want to start Anaconda, just go to startup menu. Under Anaconda, you can see Anaconda Navigator. Okay. So now what is the main difference between Jupyter and Anaconda Navigator? Can anyone tell me what will be the main difference between these two things?
பழைய இதெல்லாம் எடுத்து பாருங்க, எவ்ரி இயர் பேட்சஸ் இருக்கும்.
Josan sir, kindly mute yourself.
எடுத்தேன்ல,
Sorry.
ஃபேஸ்புக்ல போட்டிருக்கோங்களா, பார்க்கலையா நீங்க? போட்டிருக்கனே இல்லையா? ரெண்டு பேரும் இல்லையா?
Sorry, so you can continue.
Yeah. What is the main difference between Jupyter Notebook and Anaconda? So Anaconda come with other programming languages. Okay. So with Jupyter, you can work only with the Python and all the stuff. But when it comes to Anaconda, you have other programming languages like you can work with what to call it as a Spider. You can work with Art Studio. You can work with Orange. Okay, so all these things will be available with the Anaconda Navigator. Okay, so now, so these, whenever you are trying to click the Anaconda Navigator, you can see all those things. So even Jupyter is also one of the part about it. Okay, so Jupyter is available in it, Spider is also available, R Studio is available. Okay, you can directly launch it. Okay, so only Anaconda Navigator contains other programming languages, right? Now, and out of that, Jupyter is one among them. Okay, so you can start from here and you just go to the command prompt of Anaconda Navigator and it will create your base. Like you can see here, it will create your work environment. Okay, so here Navigator, see command prompt. Whenever I'm talking about the command prompt, here two type of command prompts are there. The first one is a regular command prompt. That is whenever you type in whenever you type in your startup CMD, there also one command prompt will open. And another command prompt is nothing but your this thing, what to call it as your Anaconda command prompt. Okay. So regular command prompt is there. Anaconda command prompt is also there. Okay. So the how to identify, you can see the label here. Label is nothing but called as base. Okay. And you can start working with the Jupyter. Okay. So now Anaconda is installed. Only what the thing that we have to keep here is only one thing, that is you have to make sure that, okay, first point here is whenever we are trying to download Anaconda, only one thing that you have to keep in mind is whatever the version that you have downloaded Python, the same version for the Anaconda we have to install. This is the first point. And the next one is try to make sure that you have chosen the environmental variable path properly. We have to add the environmental variables path. And the third point, of course, 2 points that you have to keep in mind. And you can run casually. Okay, and another third point I can say, the command prompt is identified with the base. Okay, now let's see, just go to Anaconda command prompt and type the version. Okay, so what is the version of the Python? Python -- version. It is telling me that Python 3.7.6. And if you are typing conda info, it will tell you the version of the Anaconda also. Okay, what is the version that has been come? Okay, so here what I can say, if Python 3.7 is there, Anaconda version 4.8 is defaultly installed in it. Okay, so now till here, these are the basic, what to call it as basic requirements of the software. And please make sure that you even try to install Microsoft Visual C++ in your system. Okay, even please try to go with the Microsoft Visual C++ also. Now, what happens is, why I am asking you this thing is, Microsoft Visual C++ defaultly will come with our Microsoft Windows. Okay, specifically you don't need to install anything, but unfortunately what happens is we have a bad habit of unlocking the Windows updates. Okay, so the requirements, everything will be available in the Windows updates. If anyone is having proper Windows updates, then it is fine. If you're not able to install any Windows updates properly, then I recommend you to go with Microsoft Visual C++ also. Okay, so how to download Microsoft Visual C++? Okay, a link is given to you. Okay, Microsoft.com. You can just click on this particular link. I'll be sharing you all the PPTs with the coordinator. You can take from them. Okay, and you just click on this particular link. Whenever you are clicking on the link, you can see the screen over here. Okay, so Visual C++ distributor, it is asking. So you choose the language, whatever the language that you are interested, select the language and you click on the download button. Once you click on the download button, okay, your Visual C++ redistribution will be I mean, it will show you vc redirect.exe. You try to download this particular software. Okay, you download this requirement. Once you download it, just click on that in the local machine.exe and your Microsoft Visual C++ will be updated. Okay, so this is also even I am telling you to update it. Okay, so first thing that you have to go with is Python, Pip. Either you go with Anaconda, Jupyter, yeah, Anaconda, and please don't forget to update Visual C++ because all the necessary packages for the Windows are available in the so all the necessary packages are available in the Microsoft Visual C++. Okay, now see till now, whatever the softwares that we have installed are only for the basic programming structure. Okay, either you go with Pip or either you go with Jupyter or either you go with Anaconda. So what is the main role of these things? All these things will be taking care about the Python program. Now, I already said you that we are going to deal with what to call it as images. Okay, so I already said you that we are going to take X-ray images, right? So whenever we are taking X-ray images, okay, so then what I'll do is you try to bring this TensorFlow into the picture. So not only this our project, any project that you are working with the images, what you try to do is you try to install this TensorFlow as a requirement. Till here you can do any other projects also. Okay, so how to install TensorFlow? So there are two things that we have seen. Either we can go with Jupyter or either we can go with what to call it as Anaconda. Jupyter in the sense I have to bring the concept of Pip, and Anaconda means I have to bring the concept of Anaconda Navigator. Okay, so two things, either you can install TensorFlow either with the help of Pip or either you can install with the help of Anaconda Navigator. Okay, so if I am installing with either if I am installing with the Pip, what are the basic requirements? The basic requirements over here is TensorFlow will be installed if you have Python version greater than 3.5. Okay, any version greater than 3.5 will be supported. Okay, the prerequisite is that, and even Microsoft Visual C++ is also the default requirement. Okay, so that's the reason I asked you to install Microsoft Visual C++ in advance. Okay, so these are the two things. That is, the first thing is Python 3.5 and above version should be there, and Microsoft Visual C++ should be properly updated. Okay, maximum all the systems will have proper updates. You no need to go to site and you download Microsoft Visual C++. Only redistributors if you download, that is more than enough. Okay, just update it. Okay, so now till here, till previously, whenever we are trying to install, okay, whenever you are trying to install or whenever you are trying to open command prompt, I didn't say you what is the way that you have to open. Command prompt can be opened in two ways: as a user, as an administrator. Okay, so now what is the main difference between user and the administrator? User means, suppose example, if I have a laptop, there may be 10 features are available in my laptop. If all the 10 features should be available with you, then you have to log in as an administrator. If any restrictions are there, then you can go with the user. It means I simply say that user will have few functionalities, whereas administrator have all the functionalities on the Windows operating system. Okay, so that is the main difference between as a user, as a administrator. Now I recommend you to open the command prompt in administrator mode. Okay, so how to open that in the administrator mode? You can directly you can directly type the command, that is cmd in the startup, and right click it, and you can see run as administrator. Okay, so point to be noted over here is you have to run as an administrator, and then you have to type this command. The command is pip install tensorflow. Okay, So pip install TensorFlow, it will take minimum half an hour time. Okay, it have a maximum of all the packages. Okay, and make sure that you have a proper internet connection. Okay, other than that, nothing will be there. And even this particular pip install TensorFlow, you no need to interrupt in between. Everything will be done by itself automatically. Okay. So now once the installation is done, okay, so it is not a .exe file, it is run through the pip package, okay, directly the pip will take care about it. Once the installation is done, then immediately what you can do is you can go with the checking, the running of the TensorFlow. So now what you do is you open the command prompt in an administrator mode and you go to Python shell, okay, open Python and you try to type the three commands, whatever above I have listed. Okay, so what is that? Importing TensorFlow, and I have created a variable that is called as MSG. In that particular variable, I have taken the hello, and I'm trying to print that particular variable. Okay, so this is a small program. The program only things is like I'm trying to print the hello TensorFlow. Okay, so now what happens is once you type this command in the where you have to type, you have to open command prompt as an administrator and you have to go to the Python shell. Okay, you have to open the Python and then you try to type these particular commands. And if you see hello TensorFlow message, then it means that your TensorFlow is successfully installed. Okay, so now what happens over here is you may ask me like, sir, what the new things that you have told to us over here. Okay, now once you install TensorFlow, then it will come to, if you are a first time user, definitely I'll say you that it will take minimum half an hour, yeah, 1 hour for you to complete. Suppose if you want to install TensorFlow, if I ask you to install TensorFlow, what you will do? Simply you open the command prompt, okay, as an user, and what you do, you just type this particular command, that is pip install TensorFlow, and you start working on the project. Whenever you run the particular project, your TensorFlow will not be supported. Okay, that's the reason all these things here. The point to be noted over here is you have to install. Okay, you have to install with the administrator. Okay, you have to bring administrator into the picture, then only you can install it. And you have to run an administrator, then you have to type the command and you have to check it. And another point that also you have to keep in mind over here is Python version, sorry, not Python version, what to call it as Microsoft Visual C++ should be updated before TensorFlow. So what we do, we start running the program, then the error message will come like Microsoft Visual C++ is not updated properly. Then you start installing Microsoft Visual C++. But what happens is your registry files may not be updated properly. Then again, you have to go back to the registry files, you have to clear everything. Okay, that is the reason I am telling you to follow the order. First install Visual C++, then you come and install this particular, what to call it as this thing. What I say is TensorFlow. Okay, so how to install? Yes.
Sir, I have a problem in installing TensorFlow. Okay, I have
Yeah.
been facing this problem. As you said, I ran as an administrator, but and I even typed Python. Okay, it is saying unrecognized. It is giving me an error.
Okay.
If I say pip install TensorFlow.
Okay, so that's what, ma'am. Let me, because I have not yet completed this TensorFlow entire concept. Once I'll do it, what you do is whatever the screen or what now you just follow my steps. Okay. If the same error is coming, what you do is you just WhatsApp the screenshot to me. I'll give you the reply, because each and every user will have the error, small error. That code I really need it. Then only I can tell you.
Okay.
Okay, maybe the maximum problem with you is you have to make sure that Microsoft Visual C++ is not updated properly.
We see 9 I have. That is the reason.
Ma'am, your voice is little bit breaky. I'm not able to hear your question. Can you just tell me what?
Ma'am, can you please post it on the chat? Like your voice is breaking.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Okay.
Okay, you post there, I'll see. Once this is done, we'll talk about it. Okay. So that is the thing that you have to do it. Okay. So you have to run it as an administrator and bring pip onto the picture. With the help of pip, you have to install it. Now, I think I don't know exactly. I was not able to hear the what ma'am is telling. Okay. Another way, I already said you that there are two ways to install, either through the pip or either to the Anaconda Navigator. Okay, even you can bring Anaconda Navigator into the picture. So if you are installing TensorFlow with the Anaconda Navigator, the command is different. You can't bring pip install TensorFlow. The command is this one. The command is conda create -n TensorFlow pip Python. This is the command actually. Okay, so now where I have to install this? Can I go with the regular command prompt? It is not regular command prompt. It is Anaconda command prompt. Okay, so whenever pip is there, it is regular command prompt. Okay, whenever Anaconda is there, it is Anaconda Navigator. Please don't get confused over here. This is also one of the major reason people will get confused. What happens? They will install some of the packages in regular command prompt and some of the packages in the Anaconda Navigator command prompt. Okay, so all the packages should be either installed in the regular command prompt or all the packages should be available in the Anaconda Navigator command prompt. Okay, so this may be one of the reason what ma'am was facing. Okay, I really don't know, but let's see. Let her post so that we can see what exactly her query is. But this will happen. Okay, so Anaconda Navigate pip regular command prompt, Conda Navigator. Okay, Anaconda Navigator we have separate Anaconda command prompt is available. Okay, so you type this particular command and you try to install your TensorFlow. Okay, and even whenever you are trying to install, there may be lots of packages may not be available. Okay, suppose example, if I talk about Python, SQLite, VC, okay, there are other packages, wheel is also available. All these packages should come defaultly with the Anaconda Navigator and the TensorFlow. If any package is missing, Anaconda Navigator will take care about it. Still, if the same problem is coming, what you can do is you can specifically type that particular. Suppose example, if I say what to call it as wheel package is missing. Let's assume wheel package is missing. So now what happens is what you can do is if you are working with pip, then pip install wheel. Okay, and suppose example, if you are working with Anaconda Navigator, then you have to open the command prompt of Anaconda Navigator and you type pip install what to call it as a wheel. Now, another thing you have to worry about is here, whenever you are trying to work with a specific product, please try to avoid working with a specific release numbers. Okay, what will happen in my case also, you can see wheel 0.33.4. Okay, so what happens here 0.33.4, what happens, it will install the version number 0, wheel 0 will be installed. Now whenever you are working with some there may be chances that if you are working in a product and it required some package which is available in the version number 1, it will throw an error. Okay, the package is missing or some sort of errors will be thrown. So what you try to do is you just give pip install wheel. Don't give the exact version numbers, because you can understand if version is given, only those particular packages or the files will be installed. Higher version packages may not be installed. Suppose example, if you are giving higher version, 4th version, then there is no need to worry. In market right now, wheel 4 is available. So wheel 4, if you are giving, all the packages will come. But if you are giving wheel 1 or 2, and if you want to work with wheel 4, it will not work. So my recommendation is just please type pip install the package. Don't give the version number of the package. Any package, either it can be VC, any setup tools, or any other Numpy or whatever it is there. Okay, so all the packages will be installed. Here another challenging thing also will come due to some reason, maybe some technical error or some non-availability of the resources. If any package is missing, okay, you can type the what to call it as in Anaconda Navigator, you can try to install over it. But if you're not able to find the exact command, then what happens is you can write to me, or either you can reinstall the TensorFlow once again. Okay. So if you are using the first time, reinstall it. No need to worry. Even when I started working with TensorFlow 3 years back or 2 years back, I have installed more than 3 to 4 times. Then only all the packages has been successfully installed. Okay, because the system also have to support the exact TensorFlow. Okay, so please make sure that reinstall it once again, the entire thing, or else you can install with the necessary package that you have to search in the Google. Maximum whenever, suppose example, whenever you are working with Anaconda, and unfortunately, if that particular package is missing, what you can do is you copy the entire command and you just keep in the Google and click the first answer itself will be yours. If you are not able to find those particular answer, you can WhatsApp me or mail me, you will get the answer back to you. Okay, so that is nothing but about the TensorFlow. Okay, and you can run the TensorFlow with the same command. Okay, so this is about the TensorFlow. Here, what the things I have to keep in mind whenever I'm installing TensorFlow is, TensorFlow can be installed in 2 ways. One is with the help of Pip, or another is with the help of Anaconda. If you are using Pip, make sure that all the packages means, first you have to install Python, and then you have to have a Pip, then you have to have Jupyter Notebook, then only you can install the TensorFlow. Visual C++ also there in between. Visual C++, then TensorFlow. Or you can go like this: Python, Pip, Anaconda, Visual C++, and TensorFlow. Anything. Okay, the diversion is from here. Either you can go with the Jupyter, or either you can go with the Anaconda. So if you are using Jupyter, Pip is more than enough for us. Okay, if you are using Anaconda, then Anaconda Navigator should be installed. Everything should be installed only on the Anaconda Navigator. Okay, so please don't install few things in Anaconda Navigator and few things on the regular command prompt. Okay, it will throw you n number of error messages, so that you try to avoid it. And whenever you are installing TensorFlow with the Pip, make sure that you are installing with the help of administrator, running as administrator. Okay. And even here, you see another thing here. Some people, what they do is they start working. They will install, suppose example, what I did, I have started installing. I have opened command prompt. I have installed as an administrator. Okay. Just keep in mind, as an administrator, I have installed it, and immediately I started installing it and I started working it. Unfortunately, it will throw an error message. Okay, sorry, not unfortunately. Now, if you start working, what you will do whenever you are starting working with it, what you are going to do is, maximum we will start command prompt as a regular mode. Will run as a regular mode. You have installed all the softwares and administrator, and you are running as an user, then you just think that what happens to you. Okay, definitely there will be few things that is blocked to the user. That's the reason your TensorFlow will not support. So if you are working, so if you are installing as an administrator, please, okay, please, you work as an administrator. Even you can install a user also. There is no need to worry. But if you are installing as a user, all the time your system pop-up will come. Okay, administrator permissions you have to give. All the time you have to click OK, 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 OK. And whenever we are working with the project, if any case, if you forget to click OK button, or simply if you have minimized, your project will stop and you will not be able to identify what is the error. Okay, that's the reason I said you to run as an administrator, install as an administrator, work as an administrator, so that the entire command will be, whatever the features that are available with the entire laptop will be in your hands, or else it will not be there. Okay, so that is now working with the TensorFlow. Till here, that is fine. Now, till here, what we did, we have gone with the programming. Next, we have gone even how to work with images with the basic Python programming. That is TensorFlow will take care about us. Now, I already said you that analysis part. Okay, so here what we are going to do is we are going to CNN model over here. So CNN model, maximum people you know what is CNN model. Okay, I'm not here to discuss about the CNN model, but CNN model will work on one thing. If you have a very good memory like 8 GB or 12 GB RAM is available with you, Okay, no need of any CUDA. But if you are working with a very less memory, okay, RAM, if less RAM is available with you, then what you do is you start working with the parallel computing concept. So if you are working with the parallel computing concept, you need to have some GPU drivers. Okay, almost everyone will have CPU drivers, but you need to have GPU drivers. So the CUDA will bring us the GPU driver. Okay, so what the CUDA will do? CUDA is nothing but, okay, we want to create a parallel computing platform. Okay, parallel computing platform can be created with what to call it as CUDA. Okay, so it has all the APIs that are available in the CUDA so that we can create our GPU drivers. So from where I can install this particular CUDA? CUDA NVDIA drivers, maximum we have NVDIA drivers, maximum I think few people know about it. I have given you, I have given you the link also over here. You can see this particular link to download what to call okay, so what you can do is you can try to download from this website. And here what I want to convey over here is you make sure that product type is GE4. Okay, so maximum we have n number of products over here. Okay, so if you are working with CUDA, okay, then you have to choose the product type that is nothing but called as GE4. Okay, and even you can choose any series, GE4 series, okay, and product GE, any product, and operating system, it's up to you, Windows or whatever the thing is there, and you have to search it. Okay, so you have to search the drivers, make sure that the product type is GE4. Okay, so once you search it, okay, you will be asked for the download. You have to download this particular .exe file into the local machine. Once the download is done, you just click that and your installation will be started automatically. Okay, you have to install the necessary software in there. Okay, so now this will create us GPU, what to call it as GPU drivers will be installed specifically for the CUDA. Now what we have to do is we have to create an environment, okay, so that our CNN model can try to catch it or our CNN model can run on it. So what we have to do is, along with the CUDA, we have another tool that is nothing but called as Cuda Toolkit. So that the beauty of this Cuda Toolkit is to bring or to combine TensorFlow and Cuda together. Okay, so these two things will be clubbed together. TensorFlow supports what to call it as a Cuda Toolkit. Cuda Toolkit is nothing but TensorFlow and Cuda together. We have to club them. Okay, so we have a toolkit that is nothing but called as Cuda Toolkit. You have to download from the above link, whatever the link that I have given to you. You just go to that particular link and you try to download it. Okay, so whenever you are trying to download it, you have to see the versions. You can see here Cuda Toolkit and you can click over here like Cuda Toolkit, some latest version, whatever the release version is there. Okay, so here whenever you click on that, it will ask you for operating system, the version and installer. Okay, here what you do is whenever you are working with TensorFlow, make sure that you choose Cuda version number greater than 10. Okay, greater than 10 version we need to have. Okay, here even we have 8.1 and 7. Okay, that will not work. We need to have greater than 10. Okay, once you have chosen the version number, okay, this time a file will be downloaded. Okay, that will be in the form of some unzip. So a zip file will be downloaded. You unzip it, and what you try to do over here is, once you try to download that particular file, okay, the content of the file like bin, include, lib, all these things are there. You copy all this content and paste where Cuda is installed. So here two things are there. One is Cuda and the second one is a Cuda toolkit. Previously we have installed Cuda. Suppose example, in this case, you might have installed somewhere default location. Of course, it will not ask you for any location. The default location will be in the C program files NVDIA. Okay, so C program files NVDIA, that is the default location where Cuda has been installed. Okay, now Cuda Toolkit, why we are bringing Cuda Toolkit? This toolkit is used for the supporting of the TensorFlow. You unzip, you download this to Cuda Toolkit and unzip it and copy the content inside the Cuda folder. Don't copy the entire folder, copy the content inside the folder and paste all this content where you have installed the Cuda. Okay, we have installed Cuda in the C program files. You just replace it. Okay, you can overwrite. No need to. Don't keep the copy. You have to overwrite it. Okay, so that is nothing but the linking of what to call it as Cuda toolkit with the Cuda. Once the linkage is done, you have to set the environmental variables. Okay, so just go to system properties, and under system properties there is an option called as advanced. Okay, under advanced option there is environmental variables. You just click on this environmental variables, and what you try to do is you just go to the path and see whether your you can see under the system variables whether the path is set or not. Once the path is set, it means that your Cuda toolkit is integrated with the TensorFlow. Okay, so this is about what to call it as how to integrate Cuda toolkit with Cuda so that you can start working in a parallel concept, and even you can bring the concept of TensorFlow into the picture. Okay, so this is about what to call it as all the required softwares. And here, whenever we are talking about Cuda, please make sure that you have to install Cuda greater than 10 or equal to 10. Don't take the lower version. So any doubts still here? I really don't know whether I got doubts or not, but still, if any doubt is there, let me know. Yes, any doubts?
I could install, sir. It is printing me hello for me. Hello tensor.
Yeah, it is
I can.
coming. Okay, okay,
Hello.
fine, fine, fine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so once again, I'll tell you what exactly you have to do is go with Python, then you check for the Pip, Anaconda, sorry, go with the Jupyter Notebook, then you install VC++, TensorFlow, Cuda, and Cuda Toolkit. This is one process. Or you can go with Python, Pip, then you can go with Anaconda, then you go with VC++, then you go with TensorFlow, Cuda, and Cuda Toolkit. Okay, so these are the different steps that you have to do it. Okay, so now my first part is done. Now let's go with the second part. The second part mainly deals with the different packages that are necessary for me. Okay, so I have listed few packages. The first package which we will be talking about is the pandas. Okay, so why do we use pandas? Suppose example, if any tabular data is given to me, and if I want to analyze what exactly is there in that particular tabular data, and I want to see what can I do with that, then I need to have what to call it as a package that is nothing but called as pandas. Okay, so why do we use pandas? Pandas is used for analyzing and manipulating the data, and here data should be in the form of table in the sense data should be in the form of stored in some Excel sheets. Okay, and suppose example how to install pandas. So if this particular package is missing whenever you are installing it, okay, how to install? Simply you have to type pip install pandas. Okay, And suppose example, if you are using Anaconda, Conda install Pandas. Okay. So now pip is a regular command prompt, and Pandas is here, it is non-command prompt, it is Anaconda Navigator. You have to open the Anaconda Navigator, and in the Anaconda Navigator you have to type Conda install Pandas. Okay. So if it is a regular means, you can go with pip install Pandas. Anaconda Navigator, if you are using Anaconda, then you have to open Anaconda Navigator. Okay. So next package is nothing but called as NumPy. So why do we use NumPy? Okay. So why do we use NumPy? Suppose example, if you are working with concepts like arrays. Okay. Already I said you that we are working with images. So image is nothing but it is a matrix. Matrix is nothing but I'll call it as an array. Right. So suppose example, if I'm working with arrays, then I'll bring a package that is nothing but called as a NumPy. So NumPy is nothing but it is a general purpose array processing package. Okay. So again, if I want to install, I can go with pip install NumPy. And if I want to install with Conda, then Conda install NumPy. And in each package, I have given you only the short description, and at the down I have given you a link, so you can click that particular link and you can explore more about the packages. Okay. So another package we will be talking about is matplot library. Okay. So why do we use matplot library? If I want to visualize data, then I'll go with the library that is nothing but called as matplot library. Okay. So this thing again, pip install matplot library, yeah, Conda install matplot library. These are the two different ways that you can install. Is it that I have to install both the things? It's up to you. If you are working in Jupyter Notebook, then it is pip install, that is more than enough. If you are working specifically in Conda, then you can install in Conda. It is not that I have to go for both and all the stuff. Whatever the platform that you are working, you can use that particular installing method. Okay. Now OS. Now what is this OS? Actually, suppose if I am talking about CNN model, what I'll do in that, there are a few things that I have to keep in that, like I have to train some of the images, I have to test some of the images. Now what happens over there is, suppose example, if I'm working on the original images, I have to train them and I have to test them. Okay. Then what happens? There may be chances that the overlapping of images may happen. So, and my original data will be as it is. Sorry, my original data will be disturbed. So what we can do is we can keep our original data in some folder. Let's say suppose example in X folder, and we'll try to bring the images from the X folder to Y folder. We'll work on the Y folder so that our original data may not disturb. This is an example. Okay, so now if this particular scenario should be happen, like moving images from here to there, there to here, my operating system should have a proper response. Individual response should be available for me. So what I can do is I can bring a package that is nothing but called as OS. Okay, so this particular package OS module, this particular module, operating system, the functionalities, okay, the operating system functionalities can be used with the OS module. Okay. Pip install OS, yeah, Conda install OS. Anything is better. Okay. Now another thing that is nothing but called as a Seaborn. Okay. So previously the Seaborn is exactly not, I won't say same. Few features of Seaborn are same as Matplot library. So Matplot library, why do we use? We use for the visualization. Visualization means we can bring graphs into the picture. But suppose example, if you want to work with animations, lots of animation should be there, animating things. If you want to work, then you can have this particular package that is nothing but called as a Seaborn package. Now, how to install this? Pip install Seaborn and Conda install Seaborn. It's up to you, any way that you can install it. Okay, so these are the different packages. Okay, first package we have seen about Pandas. Why do we use Pandas? Pandas are used for working with or analyzing with the tabular data. Tabular data means data should be in the form of some tables. That is, I simply can tell that in the form of Excel sheets. The second one is nothing but about the numpy. Numpy means why we are bringing numpy, because pictures are nothing but matrices. Matrix is nothing but array. Okay, that's the reason I am bringing another package that is nothing but called as numpy into the picture. Okay, and the next one is matplot library. If I want to work with some sort of graphics, okay, then I can go with matplot library for visualization purpose. Okay, and OS is nothing but operating system functionalities. If I want, then I'll go with the OS. And the last one is nothing but the Seaborn. Seaborn is same as matplot library, but it has some extra like animation sort of things will be available in the Seaborn. Okay, so each each slide will give you how to install it, what is it, how to install it, and you can more explore by clicking on the links. Okay, so my second part is also done. Fine. So any doubts still here? Because doing the project is not that much important. How to analyze or requirement gathering is only very important when I feel whenever I was doing about this particular project. Okay, so that's the reason I have given you the basic part about the requirement installation. The second one is about the different packages. Okay, now we'll see how can I build or how can I train my model. Okay, so till here any doubt? Even we are running out of time. That's the reason I'm going little bit faster, because again I have only few minutes. Not of course it's in minutes, not hours. So if you have doubts, it's fine, or else I can go for the next topic. If you feel even I'm little bit fast also, you can go and search in YouTube, K4U Infotech. All the recordings are also available over there. You can even recheck it. Okay, because I know that I'm little bit running fast still. Okay, I know when you work on this, then only you will get lots of doubts. I can clearly say that I'm not getting any doubt, but still, okay, but still I'm telling you, you will be getting lots of doubts when you work on this. And even I can see some common names which they have attended my previous lectures also, because I am getting some hi messages, nice to see you back and all the stuff. Okay, I can understand from that they were not up to the point at that time. That's the reason they are back again here. Okay, fine. So I'll go with the next third point. That is nothing but how to bring or how to train or how to build my data. Okay. So here previously I already said you that I have taken X-ray images. So now suppose example, can anyone tell me, this is my basic X-ray image here. Um can anyone tell me whether this particular this particular X-ray image, by seeing this X-ray image, can you identify the person is suffering with pneumonia, or person is suffering with lung cancer, or person is suffering with COVID, or person is suffering with so and so disease? Can we do that? Is it possible for us by seeing the image to identify so and so disease? Can we identify it? Okay, so it is not in our hands. Only specialist like radiologist, maybe the radiologist, maybe with lots of experience, he can tell. Okay, an ordinary person like us may not give the proper information or some sort of information. Even if when I was dealing for the first time, even I was not able to identify what is there in this or what exactly is this image. Okay, but only the radiologist can tell what is it, and maybe some X information he can give to us. Okay, so now let's suppose example, if I want to analyze what exactly it is and all the stuff, then what I can do is, okay, so I have to concentrate on three things when I deal with the chest X-ray images. Okay, I have two parts, that is two lungs are available, and between the lungs there is something that is nothing but called as heart is also available. Okay, so So if you see here, maybe what the people will do, array, this is some lung, this is some lung, it is damaged. So this is not damaged. Okay, lung, heart is in front of the lung. That's the reason we are not able to see the complete lung picture from there. Okay, so heart is coming. Okay, so heart is between these two lungs, right? So by concentrating this lungs and the heart, and by seeing other parts, okay, like other parts, or properly analyzing this, then we can try to identify. Okay, so now suppose you see here, I have displayed two things. One is a mass and a normal. So mass is nothing but some sort of damage to the lungs, and normal is nothing but the without any disease. Okay. So mass is nothing but, I simply say, some sort of disturbance in the lungs, maybe some sort of tissue damages in the lungs, maybe some sort of disturbance in the lungs. Okay. So that is nothing but called as mass. And normal is nothing but without any disease or without any disturbance in the lungs. Now, by seeing these 6 images, can we try to identify which one is having mass and which one is not having mass? Okay, so you see all the things you can see some sort of white color disturbance is available. Okay, there may be chances that here some sort of disturbance is there, here this part disturbance is there, here this part disturbance is there. So can I call all these things are disturbed images? Now in this case, you see here, I can see some sort of disturbance here, then I can see some sort of disturbance here, I can see some sort of disturbance. So now which one is disturbed and which one is not disturbed? Okay, so whenever we are dealing with some radio images, okay, so everything will not be in a proper format. Okay, so what exactly I can do is I have to define what exactly is a mass. Okay, so mass is nothing but some sort of damage on the tissue. The damage should be at least minimum 3 mm in diameter, 3 centimeters in diameter. Okay, so then I can say ki haan bhai, yeah, some sort of damage is there on the tissue or some sort of damage is not there on the lungs. Okay, so now what do you mean by mass? Mass is nothing but, okay, some sort of damage on the tissue, I mean on the lung tissue. So now how much of damage should be there? Minimum of 3 centimeters in diameter damage should be available. Then only I can call it as damage on the lung, and I call it as a mass. Okay, mass is used to identify damage on the lungs. So with the mass, can I tell so and so disease? No. In the mass also we can categorize. Okay, then only we can identify whether it is disease or not. Okay. So what we are going to do over here is we are writing an algorithm. Okay. So the algorithm duty, what is the input to the algorithm? We have to give all the images to the algorithm. Then the algorithm will identify, learn something, and it will tell whether it is mass or it is normal. The labels are here, mass and normal. Okay. So now what type of algorithm it's up to us. Okay, so any algorithm can be used over here. So in our case, we are using conventional neural algorithms. Okay. Okay. So with this conventional neural algorithm, this much of part is there means mass, or it is pneumonia, or it is some sort of disease. We are going to predict it. Okay. So that is about the third part. Okay. So third part is nothing but analyzing about the X-ray images. Okay. So how to analyze X-ray images? X-ray images can be analyzed only by the specialist, that is nothing but the radiologist. Even though we can analyze it, so for analyzing us, what we can do is we have to identify some damage on the tissue, and that particular damage should be minimum 3 centimeters in diameter, and then only I can identify what type of damage on the lungs it is there. Okay, so that is nothing, and that particular damage I call it as a mass. Now the fourth part, that is nothing but about the data or whatever the things that is there. Okay, so in my ppts I'm giving you two links here. One is which I have taken from the GitHub, and the second one is from the Kaggle. Okay, so for I need to gather data also, right? So for gathering the data, what I have to do, okay, for COVID analysis, we need to have two things. One is a COVID positive, one is a COVID negative. Okay. So COVID negative cases you can download from the Kaggle's website, and positive cases you can download from the GitHub link. Okay. So positive cases, you have to download the link. I am giving you the link here. You can click on the link. You can download all the COVID positive cases, and even from the Kaggle, all the negative case images, you have to download it. Now, what is the process here we are going to do? First, we are going to take the data. We have to prepare the data, and we have to understand what exactly is the data is. Then we have to build the model, and then we have to train the model. Okay. So this is about the data part. Okay. So with this, what happens is the basic concepts, whatever I want to cover, that I have covered. And now let's directly dump to the code. I'll show you a little bit execution part, or by seeing the code itself, I'll explain to you. Yeah. Suppose. Now you see here, whenever I am trying to download, okay, so these are the two different folders that I'll be downloaded. I already said you that from the Kaggle negative cases, that is nothing but chest X-ray Kaggle. All the negative images I have downloaded over here, and chest X-ray. This is nothing but the folder. You have to worry about the entire folder. Don't worry about what exactly is there inside it. Okay. So chest X-ray Kaggle. This is negative images, and from the GitHub positive images folder will be downloaded, and inside that you have lots of data over here. You don't worry about all this data. Okay. So now here, whenever I talk about this one, now what exactly we are going to do is, we are going to write a program. So first one is the pre-processing cleaning process. That is nothing but here dataset creator. I have written a program, that is nothing but dataset creator program I have written. So the duty of this particular program is like we have to create the data set, we have to train and all the stuff. We have to analyze the data, and the data set detector is also another program that I have written. So this particular program will be having CNN model, and the CNN model, it will take some time. Okay. So this everything, I'll, even if you want, I'll share you this particular code also with you, so you can run and you can see it. I'll just show you the basic model over here. Okay, whenever I am running the CNN model, it will take me maximum of time. Okay, so you just run both the cases here. Okay, what are the things? The data is like chest X-ray. This particular folder will contain all the positive images, and Kaggle, it will contain all the negative images. And I'll share you these two code. These two you can download from the websites, and I'll share you these two codes, that is the creator and the detector. Okay, so the entire analysis part is there in the creator, and the detector part is there in the what to call it as a detector. Now, whenever we are writing this particular program, creating, okay, a separate data set will be created over here. You can see this data set. This particular data set will contain two things. One is a COVID images, another one is a normal images. Okay. So now we are not going to copy all this here, copy COVID images here. OS module will take care about it. And all the normal images copied over here. Okay. So for time being, I'm just have taken only 2 GB of data. Even whenever you are trying to download, you can see 32 GB data is also available there. You can work on that. You will be getting lots of you can do lots of analysis over there. Okay. So this is about your data set. Okay. So positive images, negative images for analysis part, and for the detecting part, and we have to create this data set. Okay. And even in the chest X-ray, there is metadata. So there is a file called as metadata. Why do we want this metadata is just a second. What is there in that metadata we want? All these folders, you don't worry about it. Okay. Okay, so this particular file contains the information regarding the what to call it as all the images, whatever we have downloaded, right? I already said you that this folder, just X-ray folder, this contains all the positive images, right? And some of the diseases, not all the positive images, even some other diseases like pneumonia, lung cancer, those particular data is also there in this images. You can see here images. It contains all these things like cancer, COVID, pneumonia, all the lung related diseases also available. So now that particular disease image information is available in this metadata file. Okay, so it has lots of data. So what we will do is we will be concentrating on only one thing, that is nothing but on a field called as finding. Okay, so this particular field finding contains a few things, that is the patient with COVID positive or negative, and with other diseases like SARS, okay, other diseases, ARDS, pneumonia, other disease information is available. I mean, regarding disease information is available in the finding. Another thing that we have to concentrate is on the view. Okay, view is nothing but, suppose example, you talk about chest X-ray images. It is not all the time the chest X-rays images are taken in the top view, front view, or back view. Okay, so if any images is there from left or right, we will not be able to identify it. Okay, because only one lung will be used. So such type of things we have to eliminate it. Okay, suppose example, lungs means we need to have two lungs we have to see. Unfortunately, while you are taking X-ray, if you have taken only one image, one lung, and if it is not having any, suppose let's assume one lung is affected with COVID and another lung is not affected with COVID. Of course, such type of cases will be many less, but some disease, suppose example, one lung is identified with cancer and another lung is normal, and you have taken only one lung information, then what information we can get, whether the person is suffering with lung cancer or not. Okay, so even we have to eliminate such type of things. Okay, and what we have to do is we have to make sure that in the frontal views only will be taken. Okay, so PA frontal view, that is nothing but PA means that is frontal view, that is a code language of the radiologist. Okay, so these two things we have to worry about it. And let's go to the part that is nothing but this thing. So you can see here I have already started running. I have changed my directory because I kept entire project. You can see I already said you that for whenever you are working with Jupyter Notebook, make sure that you have to create your own working directory. So here you can see the Jupyter, I have created my working directory. Under that I have the project that is nothing but COVID disease. Okay, so what I have to do, I have gone to CD Jupyter. Okay, sorry, I have gone to E drive. Under that there is a Jupyter folder. Then I have started running my Jupyter Notebook, and automatically my, you can see here this thing. Okay, so my Jupyter Notebook already automatically opened. If it is not opening in the browser, what you can do is you can copy this link here. You can see localhost 88888. You can copy this particular link and you can paste in the web browser. Okay, it will open. Okay, and I have this particular files. So I have create. Okay, so I have opened the file that is nothing but data creator. So you can see this particular data creator file. Okay, so you see here I have opened the necessary packages like pandas, OS, shuttle. These packages I have created. Next, I have to create the data set for the positive samples. So I have taken where I have taken data set. So metadata, I already said you that metadata will contain all the information regarding the images. So I want to worry about only the positive samples. So from this, okay, I'm taking the file path and image path, that is nothing but just X-ray images. Okay, so positive, because where these are there, this one, just X-ray images, this is the path name that I have given, right? Then once those particular fields I have taken, I started reading that particular file. Okay, and when I started reading that file, that metadata.csv, that is nothing but pd.read csv file. Okay, so it contains 930 rows and 29 columns. Okay, 930 rows are there and 29 columns are available in that And now let's see what are those rows and columns. So now head will give us the information and it will give me the top row, 5 rows and all the columns. So you can see patient ID, offset, sex, age, and all those things will be available over here. Okay, you can see this is a sample data if I want to look over here. And then what I did is we have created one target directory. I already said you that whenever we are training and running the program, there may be chances that our original image may be getting disturbed. So we have created a separate folder that is nothing but data set, and under that we are trying to run all the project. Okay, so what I did, I have created a target directory that is nothing with the name called as COVID. Okay, so you can see data set, under that there is a folder called as COVID. Okay, so you can see here data set, under that something called as COVID. I have created separate directory, I have created. Okay, and once I have created it, what I started doing is to that particular directory, I started moving all the images which are with the COVID type images will be shifted into the directory. So how to identify that COVID? It will give me the COVID. How can I get? I can get from the metadata, that is nothing but with the help of findings. Okay, with the help of findings, I'll get the entire information on the what to call it as the entire information will be I'll get all the COVID related information. Okay, you can see here this thing finding with the COVID, right? So all the information will be available here. And one more thing also, I said you that we have to check the view also. PA is nothing but frontal view. Okay, so what I did, I have moved the entire from the chest X-ray images, all the COVID images has been moved to another separate directory. That directory name is called as dataset under that COVID. Okay, then we started moving. So while doing the moving, almost we have identified that we have 180. We have to identify it. How many are there? So 180 images are there. Actually, how many images we have? Out of 900 and something we have, like I don't know how many. 930 out of 930 images, we have 180 images which contains COVID positive. Okay, so once that are there, then what we did is we have taken the sample images also, COVID as well as normal. We have created a data set that is nothing but called as data set COVID. In that we have all the positive images, and another one that is nothing but called as normal. In that we have normal images. Because why do we need normal image? We even want to train the COVID images with the normal images, and then we have to identify it. So for that particular reason, we have target directory also. Okay, so we have to create it, and then we started moving all the files into that. Okay, all the images will be moved into that particular directory. So this is nothing but this is the part where from the data we have trained, we have analyzed, we have what to call it as the data analysis of the data, and we have created our own data set. Now once the data set is created, the next step is nothing but we have to go with the model. Okay, so you just to take the code that I already said you that I have another code that is nothing but detector code is there here. You just run this code, and so you can open this in whatever the programming structure that you are interested. I have opened in my what to call it as in what to call it as Google Colabs. I have opened it. Okay, and I have given the links here. Okay, so from there you can bring and you start working with this one. All these are the different packages. This is a CNN model, whichever I am telling it. Okay, first I am bringing, I think I don't want to explain, because if I go on explaining the CNN model, it will take lots of time. Of course, maximum people you may have this thing. So first what I done is in the sequential way, 2D model with a 32 and kernel size 3x3 and activation model ReLU I have used. Okay, and the next one you try to reduce it or increase it. Okay, as many as models you can integrate. This time I have taken almost 4 to 5 times. I have created the model, and then at last I started running the model. So this is a sample. I just ran it and I kept a stop. Okay, and in the last it will identify because I have stopped in the middle. So I'm getting here error. You just what you do is you try to run the code in the background. Okay, until the code is executed and you wait, then you can see whether that particular percentage of the COVID people, sorry, what percentage of the images have COVID, and what is that particular image also. Okay, so I think even user interface also we can design, and we can give one input X-ray image, and then we can identify whether that particular image is having what to call it as COVID or not. Okay, so you just run this particular code and you can see. Okay, because it will take some this thing, and here I have given some correlation matrix also. Okay, so this is nothing but this is about what to call it as the how to analyze COVID. And the main part what I have covered over here is like writing a program. Even you can see in our case also I have a ready-made code available. You can take this particular code and you can run it. But what the thing is, the main thing that we have to keep over here is the requirement part is very important. That's the reason I have concentrated more on the requirement part. Okay. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me, or else you can even WhatsApp me. Yes, if there's any doubts. Ramya ma'am. Hello.
Yeah, any queries? Sir, any queries from the participants? That was what I was waiting for.
Yeah, yeah, of course. I am not getting any queries.
Participants, you can post your doubts, or you can, there is a, you can post your queries in the chat box also. Anyone want to interact with the resource person?
So whenever you are doing this case, I'll give my PPTs to ma'am so that you can collect from her, and you try to practice this. I mean, you try to do this. And if in any case, if you are getting any doubt, what you can do is you can just WhatsApp me. I have given you my number so that I can try to solve your problem. I think at least out of 46, at least one will work on that. Let's see.
Sir, I think they might come and ask doubts later once they start working on this.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. If
Yes,
they
sir.
start working, then only they'll get, definitely they'll get doubts. Okay, because unless and until practice, they may not get the doubts. I know that. So,
Sir, we extend our thanks to you, sir, for sparing your time, 2 hours of continuous time. And the hands-on session was very interesting. And of course, it will be good if the participants work on the specific project that you have demonstrated today, sir.
yes.
On behalf of the management and the entire coordinator team of this particular STTP on IoT powered solutions, we once again thank you, sir, for accepting our invite and putting your effort in demonstrating the entire session for the participants. And hope to interact with you for future collaborations also, sir.
Yes, yes, sure, sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. Thank you for the opportunity, and let's see for the future also. If anything is there, let me know it.
Sure.
Okay. Fine.
So over to the participants, please make sure that 80% attendance is mandatory, as well as there'll be a test on the 6th day, that's the last session. You have to score minimum 60% marks in the last session in order to be to get a certification through this program. So please join back again at 10 a.m. tomorrow and have a good day all of you. Thank you.